Hello everyone, Baccarat James here for the Baccarat One Two knockout system, and we're getting into episode 26 now, the 26th shoe. Now you can see that we're starting to do okay. We're starting to get it back. So I know I'm not getting a lot of viewers, but hey, if you don't want to learn, that's fine. People just don't want to put in the work, and you have to put in the work. But remember, not financial or gambling advice. You guys want to come join me? I play all the time here in Vegas. Let me know. Everything's in the description below, so feel free to contact me, and let's get into episode 26 right now. Okay, before we get into the shoe, let's take a look at the tracking sheet. We're all caught up. Our highest plateau is 57. We're up 57 units. Our next bet is 1. We clear the tracking sheet. Our juice is 566 units. So we're going to get right into it now. This is shoe number 26, and we'll get going. Now, to say that this is easy is understatement. Sometimes it will be very, very difficult. Let's see if we're on 2 times speed. No, it's on normal speed. Let's go to 2 times speed. You want to do that when you're playing my videos too. It'll make things go by a lot quicker. So our first bet is 1 unit on the bank. We follow the same as last. Not even set up here, guys. Follow the same as last. And that wins. So our highest plateau becomes 1 more, 58, right? 58. 1 on the juice, 1 on the juice. Gotta mark that down. Bet the bank again, that tied. Bet it again, that wins. So 59 is our highest plateau, right? And 1 more on the juice. And we bet the bank again, we lost. So we put a 1 on our sheet. Bet the player this time. Player this time. Get rid of this sucker. And that loses. All right. Another 1 on the sheet. -1, -1. Bet the player. That wins. Circle it. 1 unit on the bank. 1 unit on the bank. And that loses. Okay. I'm going to pause for a sec. I want to make sure that my highest plateau is what I was saying it was. Yeah, 57, 59 now. Yeah, that's okay. Just wanted to make sure so we don't screw things up too bad. So we don't hop in. You should be seeing a -1 and a -1. Now we bet 1 on the bank. On your tracking sheet, -1, -1. That loses. So we bet the bank again. You should see 3 -1s on your sheet. Bet the bank because of that chop. That wins. Circle it. 2 unit bet now. Don't forget the juice. 1 more on the juice. 2 unit bet on the player here. And I have no idea how this goes because I'm not looking ahead. So we lose the 2 units there. Wait for it to come back to player. Then we bet 1 unit on the bank. Once it does, or if it goes 1 more bank, then we bet 1 unit on the bank. Either way, after this hand, we're going to have a bet come in, unless it was a tie. So we bet 1 unit on the bank, the double chop. Give it 2 tries because the column 7 was established. That wins. Circle it. Add to the juice. 2 units on the player. 2 units on the player. That wins. Knock off that. 1 unit on the bank. 1 unit on the bank. Stay with that chop. Now my patterns are my patterns. You can choose whatever you want. So 1 and 1 on the tracking sheet, a 1 and a 1. And we go from there. Wait for it to go to player or chop the bank and get back in after this hand unless it's a tie. Yeah, I know this could be boring, but I'm doing all the testing all the way through. I'm doing the heavy lifting for you free. Why? Because I want to get sponsors. I want to get people in on this. I mean, I'm giving this away for free. We bet the player there, by the way, we lost. 1, 1, 1, 3 1s. 3 1s on your sheet. We give it a double shot. Now we're going to the solids. We're going to the run for at least one time only. See what happens. The double gaps and the single gaps are what determines everything, guys. 1 unit on the player here. 1 unit on the player. Okay, that wins. Now we wait for it to come back or go to 4 players. Wait for it to come back to bank or 4 players. I hope you're having a good day. 2 units on the player here. 2 units on the player. Yeah, and I play all the time. This is my hobby in retirement, guys. 2 units there. We flatten out the tracking sheet. 1 unit now on the player. Nope, no can do. So we have 1 on the sheet. 1 unit on the bank here. Nope. 2 units on. Okay, 1 unit on the bank because it has not been established. We need a singleton gap to establish. 1 unit on the bank. That wins. Circle it. Up the juice. And 1 unit on the player here to try and get even. It does. Okay. 1 unit on the bank. Stay with the chop. 1 unit on the bank. That loses. -1 on your scale. Yeah, this game can get quite interesting. Okay, 1 unit on the bank again. 1 unit on the bank again. That loses. -1, -1. 1 unit on the bank here. That wins. Should only have a -1 now. Add 1 to the juice. 6 units on there. 1 unit on the player. That loses. 1 and a 1. You get a lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth. But if you're not paying attention, you don't know how this works. So, all right. One unit on the player. Okay, 1 unit on the bank, I should say. When it comes back, 1 unit on the bank. We'll pause. Okay, we're back after that message. 1 unit on the bank. Now you should be showing a -1 and a -1 on your tracking sheet. 1 unit on the bank here. And you see the method to my madness. We play this long enough, we're going to get caught and we're going to get uncaught. We're going to get stuck and we're going to get unstuck. It's more like it, hopefully. Go back to bank. 1 unit on the bank. And we should be showing a -3. -1, -1, -1. 1 unit on the bank. That wins. Exit that out. Circle that out. Next bet is 2 units. Add 1 to the juice, guys. Add 1 to the juice. So we wait for it to come back to player, which it does right now. 2 units. 2 units on the player. And why is this working? Because a lot of times we'll get the bets up there and then it'll chop away. Like the 5, we lose the 5, say, we bet the 4. This will be a 2 unit bet, by the way, on the player. And that wins. So we're back to square one there. Clear your slate. So the 5 becomes a 1, right? And then you lose again, 5. And then you win, or you lose again, 4, 3. Then you start to win. And it wipes everything out. It does it almost every time. 1 unit on the bank here, guys. That wins. Our highest plateau is now up to 60. Woohoo! 1 more for the juice. Wait for it to come to player. And this is working pretty well. Now, do I get my ass handed to me? Yes. And you will too. But you got to persevere. 1 unit on the player wins. 61 is our highest plateau. We're just rolling in dough right now, right? Yeah, right. And don't forget our juice is way up there. So probably, 30 units on the juice by now. That's a lot, but hey, if you're up 61 and the juice is 30, we'll take it, right? 1 unit on the bank here, guys. 1 unit on the bank. And it's funny how these just come into play a lot of times. Oh, we're going to lose there. Me and my big mouth. -1 unit there. 1 unit on the bank. There's not been a chop. Has not been established. 1 unit on the bank. That wins. Exit that out. Add 1 to the juice, guys. Don't forget that juice. Got to pay the man. 1 unit on the player here. and that wins. So our highest plateau goes to 62, 1 unit on the bank. And that loses, so put a 1 there. Our highest plateau went to 62, right? Yep. And we have a -1 on your tracking sheet. And we have 9 units juice. Hey, it all adds up, right? All right. So 1 unit on the bank. When it comes back to bank, 1 unit. Six and sticks. Nope. 1 and a 1 on your sheet. Now we bet the bank. There's that chop. There is the gap in column 50. What is that? 53? Yeah. So we lose there. That was 1 unit on the bank. We come back to bank. We'll bet the player. Got to give it at least 2 tries because that was established in column 53, followed by the chop. So give it 2 tries. 1 more. Player. Nope. That loses. So you got 4 on your negative scale. 1, 2, 3, 4 on your tracking sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like playing the scales, guys. Playing the scales. Sail along. Come sail away. And the reason why I don't get into these vertical traps is just because of that. It's a trap. It's a suicide rap. Got to get out while you're young. Because tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. Who is that? Incredible Bruce Springsteen. Very talented, yet vocal. Like, I don't get these politicians. Who gives a shit about their ideals? All right, who gives a shit about mine, right? So that's why we don't talk about politics. 1 on the player. Okay, I know guys that won't listen to Springsteen now because of his bullshit. Okay, 1 on the bank. Second shot. Nope. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now on that scale. 6 on that. 1 on the bank. Try it again. Wins. Okay. Add 1 to the juice. 2 on the player. 2 on the player. Yeah, we got caught in that unfortunate chop. 2 on the player wins. Okay. 3 will get us out. 3 on the bank. 3 on the bank. 4, 3. Yeah, did it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 on the juice, and we're out. 1 on the player. Nope. We've got a -1 on our scale here. Wait for it to come back to player, and then we'll bet the player because there has been no singleton chop. Yep. There's no chop in between those 2, pattern of 2. 1 unit on the player here. I'll try and get it even. Nope. So we got 2 negatives on there. 1 unit on the player. That gap has been established in column 70. Nope, that doesn't work. We got 3 now. We got 3 now on their tracking sheet. Yeah, retired life is just that. Go and play whenever we want, wake up whenever we want, eat, drink, sleep. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. 1 unit on the bank. I did think of it for a while. Loser. That's 4 negatives. Come back to bank. There it is. 1 unit on the bank, guys. I can't emphasize how much you got to just keep on persevering, and hopefully you have the bankroll, right? If you have the bankroll, it's a lot easier. Okay, 1 unit on the player here because the gap was established in column 73. So we lose there. It's getting over my head here. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, we had to switch. That last one was a player that wins. Now we bet the bank. That wins. Okay, you can't see it. That wins the 2. So 2 more on the juice. 1,
Hello?
2.
This is Evil Bill with Big Bank. You didn't pay your debts and you owe.
Okay, Big Bill. Take a hike. All right. So we'll go back to the tracking sheet. All right. The next bet is 3. Whoops, wrong screen there. I'm not doing much of editing. Doesn't matter. Okay. Our tracking sheet should say 1, 2, 3. The next bet is 3. All right. Highest plateau is up to 62. Now 62. All right. And the juice is 15. 66, 76, 81. 15 on the juice. 581. That's almost 30 units. All right. But we're still up 62, so we're doing just fine, guys. That about does it for this episode 26, and I'll see you in the next one, where our next bet will start out with a 3-unit bet. See how we do. All right. Baccarat James over and out. Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Have a great day. Baccarat James over and out.